The spiritual path it's not something easy. Like, it's not something that's obvious. I can give you a task. You say, go into the literature written pre-1950 in Europe and show me all the texts and all the people talking about chakras. Yeah. It's not something people just find out. It's only until it's pointed to you that you're empowered in it, you start to feel it and start to understand what it is. Of course, in the world of like alchemy and people like William Blake, it's like poetry and metaphorical images around these states. It's not something that without teaching that you just find out. It's the laws of physics exist for us now. Without any guidance into it, what do you know about it? What do you just uncover on your own? Not much, I don't think. So I was just reflecting, one of the most popular topics in the spiritual realm that people have an opinion on. We talked about it's like Guru Yoga. It's like, in reflection, even within the spiritual realms, I don't meet many people who actually understand what it is. Nor do I expect to. Would you expect someone who hasn't studied physics to know what a third-year undergraduate topic is? No, it doesn't mean anything. Their opinion doesn't mean anything. Again, and someone who's studied physics, there'll be topics within it that'll be open for debate and discussion. It's not something even people on the spiritual path just naturally understand what is Guru Yoga. It can just be as people have a stupid opinion as of, I don't need a teacher. It's like, absolutely nothing to do with Guru Yoga. Like, nothing. These are not things we naturally just comprehend. It's like be amazed and grateful. If throughout your life you can enter the start of the path and gain the first realization of the preciousness of your human life. I don't know many people who understand the preciousness of their human life. Never mind samsara. Now, we live in samsara. It's not an abstract place. It's our life. And people do not understand suffering. They can't work it out on their own. It doesn't happen without study, looking, guidance. A lot of it is we're terrified to look at our predicament. It's not something. It's not something far out. I just said. Even the last show that I was watching, as soon as you mention death, it's like, oh, don't. That's depressing. Don't talk about that. I mean, it's really taboo to talk about reality. Don't talk about reality, please. Don't bring it in. So check yourself if you feel that you could actually enter the spiritual path. Like actually, it's an existential wisdom mind within you, not an intellectual thing. I want you to imagine that you go home to your parents or your partner or a friend who's not on the path. And what would it mean to you the most to say that I found a spiritual guide, or I've got 10 million followers on Twitter? Like my business is booming and I've got 10 million followers. Or, mum and dad have figured out that there's no happiness to be found in worldly things. Just imagine saying it to someone. It wouldn't mean it was like one. If you've got like I've got a spiritual guide, you think, oh, you're brainwashed. It's like some kind of crazy reaction, or oh, don't talk about suffering to me. Don't talk about suffering to me. I don't want to hear about that's depressing. Or if you'd say, I've realized that love is the answer to everything. It's like, oh, get your feet back in the ground. But if you went and I've got 10 million followers on Twitter, they'd be like, that's amazing. That's amazing. What an incredible achievement. What a great feat. Oh, your business. Oh, you've got money. So you could have a family now. You think, am I just talking crazy here? Like, if you understand what I'm saying, you recognize that no one is on the spiritual path. What do you mean? I mean, everyone's got an opinion about, there's no, God doesn't exist. Never mind, forget about God. People don't even know how they are. They can't even recognize suffering that's happening. They can't even recognize what their own experiences are. It's like, no, Mum, you're not going to find happiness in an apple tart. You're not going to find happiness in Spain, on a holiday to Spain. You're not going to find happiness by having lots of numbers in your bank account. What thing can I chase next to try and relieve the itch? And these are people that have an opinion on guru yoga, gurus, the soul. Oh yeah, no, yeah, but I've got a soul, or whatever. We'd say things like, my soul's on fire. It just means you've got attachment, right? Just opinions about things. You understand how important this is? Just opinions. But the actual situation, it's very difficult to look at our lives and see that we're pervaded by suffering. On the Buddha's path, he's like, said, you should know this. This is the foundation for the path. Like without this knowledge, there's no compassion. Without compassion, there's no bodhicitta. Without bodhicitta, there's no understanding. There's no depth to our realizations. You won't continue on the path. We can have a nice surface level kind of intellectual understanding. Oh, it's all consciousness. And then get upset because there's a bumblebee near us. Right? It's like you see the contradiction. It's like it's just not. It's a nice. It sounds nice. It's like we're all consciousness. Right? So it's not that these things are difficult, but it is just like if you never enter into if you don't enter into primary school, you will not get a degree or a PhD in quantum physics. It won't happen. You know, and I think it should be noticed that I think there's like a mathematical genius in India who was uneducated, who produced incredible theories on maths. That's like, there's one prodigy like that a millennia, isn't there? And that's what we think we are in terms of the spiritual path. I don't need a teacher. I don't need it. I've just got it. That's these people. It does happen. Ramana Maharishi, it happened to no one else, but but if you do enter primary school, you'll learn to speak the language very quickly. You learn to read and write. You'll understand maths. Then you go to high school and you'll know lots of topics, and then you can really specialize, and you will understand quantum physics. You just will, if you stick at it. It won't take you that long. How long does it take? 16 years? Just say, look at the literature before, just say from the 1700s, and see how many people are talking about chakras and the nature of suffering. None. I mean, there'll be some. I'm talking about people who are not on the spiritual path. And look at the people around today and what they value. Even though they are experiencing the suffering, you're not going to create the spiritual path. You're just going to look at life. But without the guidance, without the study, it doesn't happen to anyone. Like, they don't move anywhere. It's just a realm of opinions. So what is it that's going to give us the power to understand these things and open up our mind? Shamatha. Shamatha is just that ability to go to school and listen, learn, focus and study. Yeah, if you're like ADHD, you're not going to learn anything, and you're not going to give. You understand? You're just at the back, flicking. I don't really want to be here, but I've heard that quantum physics is going to get me a good job. I've heard, but I really just want to play. Okay, come up in the mind. So you meet lots of people coming to the spiritual path. It's appealing to the ego. You can get lots of knowledge. The first realization is this understanding that in this immense ocean of suffering, by some miracle, despite the fact that there's trillions of beings in the hell realms, and there's billions and trillions of beings in the hungry spirit realm, and there's billions of beings reborn as insects, and millions and billions born as animals. all those beings suffering intensely. Somehow I've been born as a human. It's just good karma. In the past, I practiced moral discipline somewhere. Like I refrained from hurting someone. And now I'm experiencing this karma. It's going to run out. Yeah. When we're experiencing a good dream, it's fun and games. It's fun and games, but it's going to run out. If you understand your life, if you understand the cycle of suffering, good karma runs out. By some miracle, whilst this good karma is ripening, somehow in this dream, where everyone is dreaming suffering, in the dream, someone is appearing, telling me that you can awaken from the dream. Not only has that happened, I've got the perfect conditions to practice. There's actually Dharma books and texts. There's actually like a Sangha, a group, people. I've got good health. The government doesn't lock you up for practicing yet in this country. All the conditions are there. I can awaken from the ocean of misery. My life is precious. Like every moment is like gold dust before the karma runs out. If you can have that mind, that would be a great achievement. Because you recognize within it, there's the understanding of karma, there's the understanding that enlightenment exists, there's understanding of holy beings there, there's understanding of the dream-like nature of reality, there's the understanding that there's a possibility to be out of suffering, there's the understanding that you found that. It's like this deep faith. You probably find that if you're not really practicing the Dharma that much, just kind of someone you go along to, there's still not that faith yet. That enlightenment is a phenomenon that exists, that we can actually end suffering. That understanding will knock your head off. Like, not just that I'm going to have a good day. It's great, but don't get me wrong. Not that I'm going to have a good day, or I've got some nice feelings happened when I meditated. That I have the chance to end suffering, which has been happening for eternity. That I can awaken to a state of mind in which I will be able to help and guide all living beings forever. Like that, it's not just, I'm just going to be sitting there, just tripping in my own blissed out awareness, watching YouTubes. Because what else to do, I'm awakened. But you're going to be able to go to the hell realms and start working there to help people. It's like, this is my destiny. That gratitude, it's like, that's another level. I was thinking if you go deeper into the cycle of the teachings, like we have gratitude that we're alive, that we're human, but just being born human, it's great. It's like, it's needed, but it's not precious. It's the nature of suffering. It's samsara. Maybe I haven't gone into it fully, but samsara is the 6 realms of existence, the hell realms, the hungry spirit realms, the animal realm, the human realm, the demigod realm, and the God realm. Samsara.